7 shows in three days. They said it could not be done, but we here at Vidane TV, we're here to prove the naysayers wrong. Welcome to Vidane TV. I am your host, Paul Strickland Jr., producer, Showtime Paul Strickland, and in here with me tonight, we've got a booth full of superstars. We've got Mike James, we've got Race Time Joe Chisholm, and my brother from another mother, Rowdy Wesley Hogue. We're here for Tim's Corner Motorsports. Going to be running the Gravelock Street Stock 75 here at Myrtle Beach, running the street stocks here. Wes, bring us up to speed here. Getting ready to go down here. We've already had some qualifying, it looks like. We're actually getting ready to start heat race number 1.
Paul, the qualifying is done. We're already lining up for the first heat here. Starting pole is the 87 of Danny Chisholm. Outside of him will be Craig McDonald in the 9. Over 50 cars showing up for this event, trying to make this field an action-packed front row there. Behind them will be the 80 of Ethan Miller, and to his side, the 32 of Todd Cousins. That cool tide ride there, the 99 of Greg Stewart, next to the Dale Earnhardt throwback of Nathan Langille. Cool seeing those two 80s paint schemes side by side as we're coming around the backstretch here at Myrtle Beach, Florida, or Myrtle Beach Speedway in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This track has a lot of history behind it. A lot of legends have raced here in the past. And now in the future in esports, we are here. As the pace truck has hit pit road, we are green here at Tim's Corner Motorsports at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The battle for the lead isn't much of a battle now, as you see that 87 of Danny Chisholm able to pull away. The 9 of Craig McDonald right there in his tracks, though, not letting him get too far ahead on these early laps.
1, 2, 3 at the front of the field. Then they get doubled up near the back there, or just behind that third place car. Shaping up to be a good one here tonight, Mike James.
I love seeing these throwback schemes. You got kind of that that City Chevrolet in the 9, kind of that Cole Trickle type look. Really, really cool. But these guys only got 10 laps to get it done. As we're coming around lap 3 here, the leader kind of just pops the wall. That's going to open up the door for the 9 of McDonald. McDonald looks slow. Not quite there. He's going to keep on trying to look under 4. Out of 4, can he get there? He cannot. He's going to try into 1. The battle for the lead is on.
The 87 of Chisholm still with the lead as they exit turn 2 down the back stretch. The 9 of Miller right there on his rear deck lid. Any mistake, any bobble, we're going to have a lead change here, gentlemen.
Ethan Miller in the 80. He's watching from afar. He's kind of in the catbird seat. These guys get together. The door opens up for him as now the 9 of McDonald working below Danny Chisholm. Danny barely hits the wall coming off of 2. Seems like he's struggling here in these early laps, but he powers it down, clears the 9 of McDonald into 3 off of 4. He pulls from McDonald just a little bit. Here we go on to lap 6. As you see from the 80 ride here, he looks upon the future in front of him, trying to see maybe, just maybe, he can catch up to the 9 here, put the pressure on him. The 9 to put the pressure on the 87 and open up the door, but for now they're single file. Nathan Langille in the 3 behind them gets a little loose off of 4, but still keeps it straight. But your battle up front has not changed. Danny Chisholm up front, Craig McDonald right in his tire tracks.
Yeah, McDonald, really good car here tonight. He's pinning it right down low. If he can keep it down there, Danny Chisholm's going to have trouble as he skates up the track on the exit of 4. Back to the stripe, 2 to go.
Popsicle sticks are out for these two guys. Both of them want the win. Only one can get it. A lap and a half to go for Chisholm. Can he hold off that 9 of Craig McDonald? They go into 3 and 4, bumper to bumper. White flag is out. 1 to go.
Want to get the winning started early in the night. Looks like Danny Chisholm is going to hang on to this one. We'll see how it works out. As they go down the back stretch, just 2 more turns to victory.
One last heave for Craig McDonald. Can he get there right to the bumper of Chisholm? He cannot. Checkered flag is out. Your winner, Danny Chisholm. Craig McDonald in 2nd. Ethan Miller 3rd. 4th, Nathan Langille. And your top 5's rounded out with the 32 machine of Todd Cousins.
Well, if that's any indication, guys, of what we're going to see tonight, should be some good racing.
As it should. Looking forward to see what these guys are going to be able to put on. You know, that's the start that they wanted here. You want to show off that power and that speed. You want to say, hey, you know, I'm going to be the guy to be reckoned with, and that's exactly how you do it. And Mr. Mike, do we got you in the booth yet here, buddy? All right, looks like Mr. Mike might be having a little bit of an issue here, but hopefully we can get him in the booth here very soon.
That's those guys out on the rock. They're always running to the fridge. I'll bet you that's where Mikey is now.
All right, so we're going to line it up one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for Heat 2. Your starting lineup is as follows. Josh Langille in the 18 and that Valvoline ride starting pole. Next to him will be Jonathan Pollard in the 19. Starting third will be Noel Forgier in the 36. Joey Arsenal in the 11, starting fourth. Starting fifth will be the 77, Mark. I'm going to let y'all work on that last name because that one's not for me. And starting sixth in a regular ride will be Conrad Murphy. How do you say that last name?
You know what? I'm at a disadvantage here. I've got no scoring, so I got to figure out how to get that up, and then they might be able to give you a hand.
Yeah, it's Entremont, something like that.
There you go.
We'll work on that one.
We will. As the field is all doubling up behind that pace truck.
Taking the one to go here, ladies and gentlemen. For you guys tuning in for the first time, welcome to Vidane TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, make sure you hit that like button on Vidane Racing where you're going to see the action. Same thing if you're watching on Twitch. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're always calling action. As you heard, 7 shows in 3 days, including we have Vidane Racing. We'll be having their finale Saturday night with our sister channel, Full Throttle TV. But nonetheless, the pace truck is hit pit road, and we are green. Josh Langille gets on the loud pedal, and we are off. Second place of Noel Forgier and that 36, and now Jonathan Pollard falls back into third, and that 19 of the 19 machine, Jonathan Pollard, putting the pressure onto Noel in that 36 ride. This is what we want to see. And I see that there's a little bit of a warning was given to the 19. He's having a little bit of a warp issue. You saw him slide through the corner, but the 77 and the 11 battling side by side for fourth. The 77 has it. The 11 wants it on the outside. They are just smoking the tires into 1 and 2, still side by side on exit.
Well, they're street stock looking, but man, they're handling like super late models right now. Things looking real good up front.
That battle for fourth is still wages on. It's now to the 11 of Joey Arsenal, finally able to get that advantage on the 77, but not so much. He gets a little tight in the corner, opens up the door, but there's the 19. The 19 gets it loose coming out of 2, able to save it. Great save by Jonathan Pollard, but that now allows 11 to close up on him. Man, what a save. Always great racing here at Tim's Corner Motorsports, and you can always see it here on Vidane TV as we look on board of the 11 ride as he gets closer and closer to the 19. 19, you saw a little bit of warp issues earlier, but it looks like his connection's starting to stable out as we come around here to lap 5 of 12. I miscounted laps. It's lap 5 of 10. I apologize on that. I'm so used to these other leagues that run 12, but not here. They run 10, but next time around will be the 1 to go mark. They're single file all throughout the field. Exactly what Josh Langille wants to see as the cross flags are out. Halfway down, halfway to go in that 18 ride.
Lots of room to run for these guys. It's a heat race. You want to get things sorted out. You want that car to work well. A little bit later tonight, Langille's definitely got that machine firing on all cylinders. He had a great start right off the green.
And that's exactly what you want. You want to get that whole shot. You want to be able to get out front and just check out and watch those dots get smaller in your mirror. And that's exactly what Langille is doing. He has a little bit of lap traffic in the 5 of Craig Tolley coming up. Typically we see these lap cars just kind of heat over and just heat way for the leader, but not exactly sure if our leader's gonna be able to catch him as we're on lap 8 of 10. Next time around will be 2 to go.
Something I'm picking up on here, guys. The 18 of Langille, he is really pinning it to the bottom. If we look at heat race number 1, seen Danny Chisholm up a lane. We'll see what happens here as the night develops, but an 18 car definitely pinned to the bottom.
This Myrtle Beach track is very weathered, and with it being weathered, it kind of opens up the door of multiple lanes. What's going to work and where? As we see, the white flag is out for Josh Langille, 1 to go. They are single file throughout the track, so that's why we're focused here on your leader heading into 1 and 2. Definitely a sizable lead. He's still polling the 19, so no pressure. He was able to get around the 5 without an issue as he dives into 3 and 4 one more time. And your winner will be Josh Langille in the 18, followed up by Noel Folgier in the 36, Jonathan Pollard in the 19, Riley Duncan in the 97, and then Mark D'Entremont in the 77. That is your top 5 in Heat 2.
Well, we get them all racked up, and Heat 3 will be out trackside momentarily.
All right, one more time. Let's run this one more time. All right, we got a third heat up. Brad Eddy in the 72 will be starting pole. Second will be Jordan Rushton in the 42 machine, the Tinder ride. We've seen that paint scheme a couple times in a couple different cars. Brandon Lively in the 70 starting third. The 30 of Jean-Paul Arsenault starting fourth. Starting fifth will be Noah Healy in the 84, and then starting sixth will be Jason Halverson in the 91. Starting seventh will be Jason Gossi in the 41, and then Kevin Nobley in the 53. Justin Ryan in the 68 will be lining up outside of, or the next row back, and then outside of him will be Nevin Scott in the 20, and then at the end of the field will be Jacob Lawrence. Again, another Dale Earnhardt scheme. There's been at least one of those in each heat. I feel like there's a common denominator there. Everybody loves Big E.
You want to believe it. Some familiar names in this heat for this guy here. Great to see Mr. Eddy up front. This will be interesting. Brad definitely knows how to wheel a car. I haven't seen him do any iRacing, but he's probably big in it. As the field, side by side, doubled up, pace truck hits pit road. Things about to get real here, gentlemen. And the green flag flies.
72 of Brad Eddy able to get the whole shot over the 42 of Rushton. We've seen it each race so far. That leader able to get the advantage as Rushton now has Brandon Lively in the 70 knocking on his door, as Lively has Jean-Paul or Arsenault in the 30. And the 84 slides up of Noah Healy, almost gets into the 30, but he is very loose coming off a 4. He gets collected by the 41, and around goes Healy in the 84. That might be it for him tonight, as there's no cautions unless there's a big accident here in the heat races. Noah Healy gets it back around, but the caution is out, and we got a wreck up front. The 42 and the 91 get together. The 42 at one point was running second place, ladies and gentlemen. Our replay man, Paul Strickland Jr., is going to get us a replay, but the 42 running second has an issue. We're going to get you another look. And Paul, once you get that,
get ready for the national anthem here. If you're able to, would you please rise for singing of "O Canada"?
Both just kind of collect themselves into an incident, and then it's just calamity after that, Paul.
Yeah, we'll back that up just a little bit. You can see the 42 live action right now on track. I'm going to load up the instant replay, find out exactly what went down with these drivers. Because, man, there was a couple of things that went down at the same time. We had a wreck in the back and a wreck up front. So we're going to back this up just a little bit here and take a quick peek. Showing the 42 is definitely involved. And I've got a car that's actually upside down is where we're winding the tape here. But take a quick look here and see what all we can see. We'll give it to you in slow motion here as we head on down into turn number 2. You see the pit exit there, and the pace car sitting there, and the 70 just kind of breaks loose and shoots on up and nails the outside wall. Not really sure what went down there, and it kind of flips him over, and a couple of cars involved. You see that Wonder Bread car involved. The 53 does a wheelie. That was kind of neat. And another little bit of a tag there from that white and red machine. Looks like the 91 of that. So, man, tough break for those guys. It's unfortunate because we're already past halfway here in this heat race, so you got to figure these guys probably going to be going on to the last chance qualifier to see if they can't make the end of this race.
A lot of these guys are very grateful we have that LCQ. You hate to have to use it, but if you have to, it is there for you. And it's going to be there for these guys. But hey, it is what it is. I think next time around, though, we will be at the one to go until we go. And again, to those viewers, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out our stream on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as we have action on Friday nights, on Saturday mornings, afternoons, and nights, Sunday morning, afternoons, and nights, as well as Wednesday. We have a great show for New Smyrna Speedway that runs at 7:30 Eastern. So bunch of stuff going on with us. Plus, we have a throwback NASCAR Busch Series coming up on Thursday night. So a lot going on here at Vidane TV. I know you racing fans need your fix. Hit that subscribe button. We're here for you. And who else is here for you? Brad Eddy in the 72. The green flag is out for Brad, and we are back racing here at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Brad Eddy's got that Camaro
Oh,
running.
the 30 gets spun by the 42 for third. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but the 42 just kicked the door open on the 30, said, knock, knock, who's there? Bam, my right front, and just sent him for a ride into one, Paul. The 30 just right off the bat there. The 42 just kind of dived it in there and forgot the turn, and he swiped left on the 30 there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What you did there, I see it. We're going to take a look. We're going to give it to you in slow motion here. And you can see right off the rip, the flagman's still waving the crap out of that green flag. And we're looking into turn number 1 here. Waving it, getting after it. And, man, that machine just kind of gets up in the back of the 30, sends them on around. How you doing? Swipe left, swipe right, whichever one means disagree. Sends them on around. The 42, 41, check that. Definitely involved in little bit of a love tap there, and you see the what is that? The 05, the 85, the 05. The 05 gets sent around, and he gets no tap. So that's good news. But yeah, tough break. A couple laps left in this heat race. These guys aren't going to be able to really even do any kind of damage. Looks like we're actually going to have our first green-white checker attempt here of the evening for this heat race. So we'll see what these drivers can pull up here.
The 30 car, really not that much damage, I don't think, guys. Not a lot of heavy contact. Anyway, he did go around, brush the wall.
Yes, and Jordan Rushton in the 42 was given the EOLL. And for those that aren't familiar with that, that means end of longest line. If you cause an incident, most of these leagues will send you to the back of the pack, and then you get a strike, either your second right or your third strike, no matter what league it is. Typically, you get kicked out. So, never want to start off with a strike. But now we're going to see a green-white checkered attempt. These guys got 1 of 5 times to get 2 laps in, and they've been running pretty clean. So I will be surprised to see if it takes more than one. Little antsy in this one here, Paul, but from what we've seen in the past with this league, I think they can get it done.
Yeah, most definitely. We've seen some great racing so far tonight. Looks like the lights are going to be off on that pace truck.
Paul, what are you eating?
Chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice. These guys are out here beating their tails right now. And you're there in the booth eating chicken and rice right now, Paul.
Listen, it's been a long day. But these guys are putting on a phenomenal show so far. Great racing here in these heat races. We got the last chance qualifier coming up. And then the 75-lap feature, the Gravelock Street Stock 75 here at Myrtle Beach. Really excited for the action here later on this evening.
Absolutely, and as Paul eats his chicken and rice, these boys are going to eat up some asphalt and rubber. As this time we should be getting the 1 to go to try to get right back at it. And we're not sure if possibly Mike might be stuck in a bathroom somewhere. You know where Mike's at? I don't think we know where Mike's at. I think Mike's still gone. All right, Mike, if you can hear us, we love you. Hopefully you're okay. But here we go. White flag is going, or the green flag's about to be in the air. Next flag will be the white flag. Here we go. Green flag is out. Brad Eddy with the jump. Coming out of 4. 2 to go. And the 41 of Jason Goss all over his bumper. And the 91 gets spun in for third. The 91 goes around. The 20 sends him around. They're wrecking big in the back. Oh, he's on his roof. He turtles over like Kyle Busch. Man, oh man, oh man. Already, again, cannot get through a single lap here. Cautions breed cautions. That's an understatement right now. You're seeing some of these guys that can run 100 laps without an incident, just big junk. 50 involved, 53 involved. Somehow the 51 comes to a dead stop, or 91 comes to a dead stop and just rolls over. Thanks, iRacing, for those physics. But man, tons of action here, guys.
Yeah, taking a look at it right now, super slow motion here. The 91 in front of this pack, the 20 right there. Second car in line, and you can see the 30 behind him, and it looks like the 91 just starts to break loose. He just loses the tail end of that car. Really nowhere for the 20 to go. The 20 is not even, it looks like he tries to get hard on the brakes, and he tries to swerve down left, but unfortunately that's where the 30 car was. And then you see that cool blue and yellow Wrangler machine. He's going to come up and he's going to get himself a piece of it, but man, it's just three cars at this point looking for the same piece of real estate, and everybody else behind them just being caught up in the moment, unfortunately. So a tough break. Doesn't look like there was any real major damage to the 91 or the 30, but the 20 definitely got tagged pretty hard. We'll bump that back up. And there you see there's a couple of drivers, and 91 backs into the 20, sends them back up.
Yeah, that 91's done, Paul.
Yeah, that 91 is all set.
He had to call. Yeah, unlike Dale Earnhardt, these guys can't flip and keep going. Jason Halverson in that 91 is hanging up the boots. Brandon Lively, no front end. He's in the 70. He's sitting on pit road. And then Kevin Nobley in the 53, he as well is on pit road. So those three are going to have to hope they can make it in through the LCQ.
Getting lined back up here for another green-white check. And the number 72, Brad Eddy, doing a great job in this heat race, still leading. Jason Gotzi in second in that 41 machine. Number 42, that's going to be the driver that's holding on to the third place position of Jordan Rushton.
All right, Paul. And then, ladies and gentlemen, once in about 10 minutes, I'm going to hand over the controls to Paul here, as I have actually been summoned by he's the GM of New Smyrna Speedway, and he wants me on a conference call. We got a lot of cool stuff going on Saturday nights. And, Paul, we might have just got the approval for the track on Wednesday nights.
Awesome stuff going on here in the very near future for Vidane TV, and you can definitely check us out on Facebook, Vidane Racing. Currently, after this weekend, we're going to be switching that name over to Vidane TV, so you'll be able to find us a little bit easier. So make sure you do a quick like on the old Facebook page and a subscribe on the YouTube page, because that definitely helps us out.
YouTubes! On the YouTubes, pal!
On the YouTubes.
We're about to try to do this one more time, gentlemen. I would like to see this heat race end before I have to go. I would love to see that. But second of 5 attempts here of this green-white checker. Brad Eddy has no problem staying out of trouble. But look who's back up front. Jordan Rushton in the 42. He just got an EOLL penalty for incident beforehand, before the last one that we had. He's back in third. And we are back green. And that Rushton ride, that 42 Tinder machine, powers into second place from the back of the pack to the catbird seat. We are 2 to go.
Two laps to go. Brad Eddy puts on a great show restart here. He's able to get 3-4 car lengths between him and the number 42 machine. Everybody's single file right now, just trying to gain hold on to that transfer position, try and get onto the feature here later on tonight.
Paul, I believe the white flag is out, and we're actually going to see the end of this heat race. Brad Eddy in the catbird seat, but Jordan Rushton under pressure from Jason Goss there, but Jason Goss just backs out of it in the 41, as he is, I'm not exactly sure if he's having an issue or not, but not a good corner there. He's side by side to the line with the 05. Looks like the 05 got him. And right away, they go on to the next heat, just like at your typical short track racing. As soon as one race is over, the other series goes out. Hello, hi, good congratulations. Get your butt in your garage stall. We got some racing to do.
100%. There's a long way to go and a short time to get there. So these drivers are lining up for another heat race here on the end of pit road. We'll take all the action. We'll get it to you live here on Vidane TV. Gonna try and queue up the old communication here with Mike James. Mike, did you make it down into the booth, brother?
Mike James! Mike,
Mike,
hit that A button, buddy. Hit that A button. That hotkey you set up, buddy. Where you at, brother? All right, Mike James might be having a Rick James moment and struggling a little bit. Clean your nose off, son. All right, next time around, this is 1 to go right here, and your pole sitter will be Ryan Messer in the 1, followed up by the 7 of Byron Bartlett, starting second. Starting third will be the 15 of Matthew Barkhouse, and a fourth on the outside of him, that beautiful 90 ride of Craig Kenny. Starting, I believe, should be fifth will be the 199 of Brandon Campbell. That's a pretty cool looking ride. I'll give him that. And then starting outside him will be the 55 of Mackenzie Brewer. Then you got Mike Umlaw, the 47 ride, beautiful 47 as well. Man, I love these paint schemes of Brian Burt. Pace car is off, and we are green flag racing one more time at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
One car gets a great hole shot, as it was Ryan Messer, easy enough for me to say, gets a great shot. 3-4 car lines between him and Byron Bartlett in that 7 machine. 15 on your screen, 7 on the scoring. That's actually going to be the 15 on the screen and 15 on the scoring. Matthew Barkhouse was able to get around that 7 machine for that second position.
Paul, the 199 and the 90 battling hard back here for fifth. They just made contact, 199 into the wall. That gives the 90 the opportunity to get a little bit of a lead here as he jumps it down into that 4th position. Give him a little bit of bump off of 4, nothing but a little bit of, as Joey Logano would say, and makes his way into the top 4.
A little bit of a bumpski from that number 90 machine, that olive drab with the orange number outline there with the black and OD green. Man, that's a sharp looking car. I'm kind of digging that. I'm not even gonna lie. But he's able to hold off, get the 199 right now, as you can see right in front of them. The battle is side by side, and then they end up just kind of falling in line there. Byron Bartlett slipping back one more position there, and you can see he's under attack now from the 55 machine of Mackenzie Brewer.
That battle is not done yet with Craig Kenny and Brandon Campbell. And that 199 and the 90 ride. That 199 is really, really loose. And Paul, correct me if I'm wrong. Are these fixed?
I believe they are fixed setups. They're able to change the steering ratio. Big wiggle from the 90. Loses that position to the 199 as he gets on around. No harm, no foul.
My God, Paul, looking like my ex-wife coming off of 4. Somehow he's able to control it. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. Big wiggle there from Craig Kenny. Great job saving that loose ride.
But I digress. Halfway through this heat race, number 1, Ryan Messer, still your leader. Second place is going to go to the 15, Barkhouse Matthew, first name. Mackenzie Brewer is going to be third place right now, and Byron Bartell in the 7th, 4th place. And you're looking at him right now, the 199, trying to get that 4th position. Brandon Campbell looking low on Byron Bartell.
Brandon Campbell and Bartlett and Campbell is your battle on the track for that 4th position. A little bit of a lag problem, though, with the 199 now. He blinked a little bit there as they go into 1 and 2. He's looking low on the 7. Can he make it stick? He tries. He is there. The 7 dive bombs it down in, though. Still there's a 199 at his left rear, and he gets a little loose, and that should allow the 7 to get the advantage as he does off the corner, but back into 1. They're back battling it out here, Paul. 3 to go. It almost gets to the bumper of the 7.
3 to go. Top 3 are single file, bumper to bumper to bumper. Ryan Messer's got a couple of car lengths in front of him. The battle right now for 4th. 1 car's got it. 7 car, check that. 7 car's got it. Byron Bartell has it. Brandon Campbell in the 199 wants it. He's all over the back bumper right now. You can see as he's heading on down into turn number 1, he's wanting that position. He's trying to shoot down low, try and hug that apron a little bit, that flat part of the racetrack. See if he can get a little bit of momentum. See if he can't gather up some real estate here on the number 7.
Up front, nothing has changed, guys. Your top 3 is still the same. This is your battle. Byron Bartlett in the 4th position. Brandon Campbell in the 199 and 5th. Behind them is the 90 of Craig Kenny in 6th. He's under fire from the 23 of Michael Neary in 7th. But that's just a single file battle as we see here now. As we come on to the white flag, last lap, battling through the corner. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Messer in the 1. Barkhouse finishing 2nd, 3rd, Mackenzie Brewer, and the 4th place will go to the 7 of Byron Bartlett. 5th place, Brandon Campbell. And with that being said, I bid you a farewell, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I was a good help here. Paul, I will see you on the flip side tomorrow. I got some GM stuff to do.
Got a little bit of business to handle. My brother from another mother is Rowdy Wesley Hogues. Bids us adieu. Leaves the booth duties to myself and race time Joe Chisholm. So it's gonna be great to work here with Joe. We'll see if we can get Mike James' microphone squared away here. Looks like he's still got that little mute button. Mike, did you make it back up to the booth here, brother?
Get your feet off my couch. Sorry, boys. Just had to deal with a family issue here. It's quite nice to be announcing in the basement of your house.
Well, there's worse places to be announcing from. That is for sure.
It's Friday night, so I kind of missed a few things there. Managed to be able to put it up there on the cell phone on the watch parties. What's going on here?
So we've had some really good racing so far in these heat races. Very, very clean, very competitive drivers here. We're lining up for another heat race. Everybody, you're looking at the front guys right now, kind of warming those tires up, getting all the crud and the dirt and the nonsense off. And one common theme we've noticed throughout all these heat races so far is the fact that these guys have some really cool looking paint schemes. A lot of throwback NASCARs from the 80s and 90s, and a lot of really cool custom schemes as well. So it's pretty cool to see all that here on the iRacing simulation here at Myrtle Beach.
Kind of interesting to see the throwback here at Myrtle Beach. Joe, you still with us there, buddy?
Yep, sure am. Right here. Just taking it all in, Mikey.
You want to check out the Facebook stream, you might see the scoring there as well.
That'd be handy.
We are going to go green flag racing, the 61 out front with pressure from the 12 car.
61 sending it on and sideways, 1 and 2. Whoa, a little bit of a wheelie. What in the world was that? We're going to have to back that up from the 98 Kyle Gammon. It looks like he just kind of, I don't know, it looks like something broke on that car, and he almost popped a wheelie there, it looked like.
Yeah, a little too close
There's
for
the
comfort.
yellow flag.
Yellow flag comes up, and we're going to pull up the old Vidane TV instant replay, see if we can figure out what in the world what that was that happened right there.
Yeah, Ricky or Bo with the Metal Militia scheme there had the commanding lead, but I think that was Sam Rogers in the 12 car that came up the top.
Trying to back everything up here on the old Vidane TV instant replay. I want to make sure we get an accurate shot as to what in the world that was that just happened.
Almost a little dirt track in there around the corner.
Yeah, big time sideways from all these drivers, and you can see it almost looks like he hit something in the track, the 98, and it just sent the front of that car up into the air, and unfortunately collects that 7-Eleven ride, the number 12, and that pink and white machine here looks like the 519 of Walsh gets on by skate free, so that's definitely good news for him. But man, tough break for him, tough break for the 98. You can see black smoke coming out of the back of that machine. That means that motor has expired. So tough break, running third, and all of a sudden heading on down, coming out of turn 2 on lap 1, and the motor blows up. So hopefully they can get that machine put back together. You can see he's already hard on the brakes as those brake rotors up front glowing cherry red. So tough break for the number 98 machine of Kyle Gammon as he is done for this heat race. Going to take a look back up at Ricky Arbor. He's going to be the leader as these drivers get lined back up. These cars get lined back up, and we'll see if we can't get a little bit of green flag racing as we've seen all night so far.
Well, it goes to show for the 3D modeling, the scan that they do on these tracks. Obviously, the 98 hit. It's almost like those speed bumps there on pit road is what he hit, and just sent him for a trip on the back of our bow.
Yeah, tough breaks. He was definitely a fast car. You could tell he was able to really get in there on turn number 1 and make it stick, but unfortunately just went too low, and you're actually going to see the iRacing pace truck dip off right now. 519 on the outside, 61 Ricky Arbor. He's on the inside. Going to take a minute here and just take a second, and green flag is in the air. 61 with the whole shot already, 5-6 car lengths as he heads on down into turn number 1.
Nicholas Noggle in the 519 sporting the pink here tonight on the outside. Manages to pick up that P2, but Arbo is out front by 4 or 5 car lengths, being chased by Noggle and the 22. Brody Lewis in the 22 car.
couple of different lines here in this heat race that we haven't seen so far this evening. Some guys running high, some guys running middle, some guys running low, and it seems like wherever anybody else is not is where these drivers want to be. Trying to find the real estate that best suits them to see if they can get up on through the field as we cross the stripe with 3 laps to go.
I called the 519 for Nicholas.
Ah, the 210's around.
With the 210, and Sammy Rogers in the 12 is around. That was actually Ryan Walsh in the 519 and P2. That's a Newfoundland native from Conception Bay South.
Back that up just a little bit. Take a quick look at the old instant replay here, brought to you by Vidane TV. Seeing the 75 and the 210 are side by side. The 75 gets real loose, and you see the 22 hits the wall a little bit, but the 75 just collects the back end of the 210. Able to, looks like the 22 gets by all right, but the 12 car gets spun around. He hits the inside. Big hit there for the 12 car. Hits the inside wall a ton. And you can see the flag man throwing that yellow flag right now. So, tough break for those guys. That looks like it's going to be a little bit too much damage. You see the black smoke coming out of the 12 machine. He has expired.
That's Sammy Rogers in the 12 car, a U.S. legend driver out of Halifax. Hopefully he can make it back for the main. I know there will be a hard reset on the cars, I do believe, for the main show. Gravelock Oil Consolidation 875 coming up just a bit here as we get through the heat races. The front, it's going to be Ricky Arbeau, and the 519, Ryan Walsh from Conception Bayside.
Travis Roma in the 38 machine. He's going to be restarting 3rd. Brody Lewis in that 22 ride. He's going to be restarting 4th.
I think the 519 is a bit of a cold trickle in the Super Glow. Super Flow.
Definitely some cool looking paint schemes. Kind of retro NASCAR night, if you would, here on a Friday night as we do some racing here. The street stocks getting everybody qualified in here for the Gravelock 75, the Gravelock Street Stock 75 here at Myrtle Beach, and a very cool event here put on by Tim's Corner Motorsports. I've seen some fantastic racing here. Tim definitely puts on a good show. All these drivers from the East Coast in Canada there. A little bit north from where I am. I'm from New England in the old United States, but man, oh man, great racing nonetheless. And it's good to see a lot of these guys come back, and it's cool to see. Some guys are quick with street stock. Some guys are quick with the legends. Been running a lot of super late models, but it seems like there's always the same names that are on top of the board here for the Tim's Corner Motorsports Special Event Series.
Yeah, big adjustment here tonight with the street stocks. Used to the super late series. You know, we've been in, myself and Joe were in Las Vegas last weekend with the bull ring, and then we went over to Richmond, to Martinsville on Tuesday, and now we're in Beach here now with the street stocks. So it's a bit of an adjustment because a lot of different paint schemes, like you said, the Rockstar Metal Militia there for the 61, and so many different cool paint schemes. A bit of a throwback here, but it's pretty awesome to see, you know, here in East Coast Canada. I mean, all the tracks from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland. I mean, right now there's over 15 drivers now in the iRacing series from Newfoundland, and it's continuing to grow week after week.
Most definitely. We're going to get another green light checkered here for this heat race, and it looks like the 61 is going to get a good jump as he comes out of turn number 4, crosses the stripe, 2 to go at the line. Flash bulbs on the air. The fans know they got a show on their hands here. 519 doing a great job trying to stick right to, we're 4 wide behind them, and it looks like we got a couple of cars around. Doesn't look like we're going to get a caution here because we're going to cross the line with 1 to go. So we're going to transfer these drivers on into the main show. You're looking at them right now. There's 5 cars left on track, and they are all single files. 519 looks outside on the 61.
Walsh applying pressure on the final lap. White Silk is out for Ricky Arbeau.
Ricky 51. Ricky 61.
Ricky 61. Ricky go fast from Fredericton, New Brunswick. He's going to pick up checkered flags here. Ryan Walsh applying some pressure there. He's going to come up in P2. And as well as Travis Roma in the 38. Unfortunately for Mike Alexander, he had the big win just the other night in Martinsville. and not too hot in that heat. Hopefully, you got something 75.
Well, you saw the board on the inside infield here. 15 laps on the board. That can only mean one thing. We're getting ready for the last chance qualifier and lining these drivers up at the end of pit road. Basically, the last opportunity these drivers get to make the show, the main show of the evening, the main event of the night, if you will. And you can see we're lining them up and we're rolling off of pit road right now. 3-car, that awesome Wrangler blue and yellow machine is going to be starting on the pole. And this is it. This is go time. This is the last opportunity that we're going to be able to get into the main feature. So we'll be able to line these guys up. We got 15 laps on the board. We'll see what we get.
Yeah, lots of Dale Senior fans here, and the 3-car, that is Nathan Langille. He's done very well over the last couple of weeks. He's putting on a show here tonight, so it's great to see him in the street stock. Hopefully, he can make it to the big show. Coming up next, I believe that is the 77. That is Mark D'Entremont. D'Entremont from Tuscany, Nova Scotia, the southern shore of Nova Scotia. The 29, that is Carson. Oh, that's a tough one for me, bud. Obe?
Well, that's good. I thought it was just me and Wes earlier on from a little bit south from you guys, so it's good to see that you guys are struggling with the names as well.
But look at the 84. I believe that's Noah Healy making his debut here tonight, Bandolero driver from Eastbound. But it's all going to be green flag here for the 3-car for Nathan Langille from Colebrook, Nova Scotia, taking a launch out of the cannon on that green run here. The 77, 3 or 4 car lengths from the back.
Taking a look backwards from the number 3, and like you said, fantastic start here. 15 laps on the board, crossing the stripe, 2 of them down, 13 to go. Math seems to be correct on that. The 77, that bright green machine, we'll call him Mark D in the 77 machine, doing a great job. D'Entremont. I like that. That's fun to say. Doing a great job trying to ride in the tire tracks here at Langille. And then you can see a little bit further back, the battle appears to be for third as the 3 machines there, the 7, the 23, and the 110. Paul McCollum, Michael Neary, easy enough for me to say, and Byron Bartell running for third place.
No, we'll let you work on that one. It's Byron Bartlett.
I said it right a little bit ago, and I seem to have...
Don't throw the French to it. Yeah.
Crossing the stripe, 4 laps to go. Four laps to go. 4 laps down.
So what's the deal here, Paul? How many are we taking for the big show here in the Consi?
Big wiggle from the 23, and it doesn't look like it slows him down any. I believe we're taking the top 5 from the Consi. We'll have to double check with Tim Terry, the league administrator here, once they get done. I don't want to bug him right now because he's pulling his hair out throughout these races. It's definitely a tough gig when you have 60, 70, 80, 90 drivers showing up week after week, night after night to qualify for these events, and really puts on a good show. But man, oh man, it really stresses you out when you got a lot of questions coming from different places. So Tim Terry doing a great job running this series, and basically every winner of the Tim's Corner Motorsports special events here, they get qualified for the Tim's Corner Motorsports All-Star Showdown. And there's not necessarily a date that is listed for that yet. It's essentially one of those things that we're kind of putting on here as this COVID-19 or the coronavirus does its thing. You see a big bump there from the 84 shooting on into the back of the 7. It slows the 84 in a big way. He's all the way down in the lower part of the track. But basically, once we see the light at the end of the tunnel here with this COVID-19 nonsense, we'll be putting on an all-star showdown for Tim's Corner Motorsports. You'll be able to check that out live on Vidane TV. Don't have a date set, but you'll definitely see it on Facebook.
Well, Noah Healy trying to put a lot of pressure on that 7 car. He wants to get into the big show here as he makes a move now. Michael Neary holding off Paul McCollum and Byron Bartlett back there in the 7.
Taking a look on board right now, the number 7, Byron Bartlett. Nailed it. First try. Really sawing on that wheel, left and right, just doing everything he can to keep that car straight. Trying to get behind the 84 of Noah Healy, just trying to find where he's not running to try and gain all the real estate he can to see if he can't make up any ground. Already halfway through this LCQ race, so man, it's go time. You got to get up there, and you got to get up in the top 5, top 4, and the further up to the front, the further up that you've got to the front first position, the better your chances are of making the feature here later on tonight.
Well, I can tell you the 84 Noah Healy is a Bandolier NX driver from Eastbound Park in Newfoundland. He's going to really want to get on to the big show here. This is his debut in iRacing. Just picked it up this week. Got all set up. Was so stoked last night in the qualifier and made it here tonight on his first race. So the 84 is going to be very protective over that P5 as he tries to hold off Byron Bartlett in the 7 car.
And you can actually see that on the rear bumper of the 84. He's got that red, almost brookie stripe looking type deal. And that essentially means that he's brand new to the service. There's a licensing system here in iRacing. And you'll see the different color tapes in the back bumper. But doing a great job in his iRacing debut, showing a lot of really good car control. And he's able to really hold a good line. And he's able to do a lot of side-by-side racing with his peers. So great to see the number 84 of Noah Healy kind of picking it up as a natural, if you will, here in the iRacing service.
I know Joe, one of the directors for Eastbound Park over the years. I mean, we watched this kid develop, and Joe, to see the 84, who's also an IHRA drag racer, to put on a show here. But look at the bobble, and it looks like he's gonna open the door for the 7 as they go door to door. And no, there's gonna be contact. Noah Healy into the rear quarter of Byron Bartlett. He's gonna send him around. That's a no-no.
No caution. Yeah, we're still green as a big hit for the 84. You saw him got spun around, smashed into the inside wall. I think we're going to keep going. Unfortunately, Noah Healy drops back down to 7, gives the position to the 7, and we're still showing 2 to go on the board. See if we can't focus up here on the leader. Almost forgot about him. That blue and yellow machine, the number 3, Nathan Langille, doing a great job. He's led flag to flag so far on the backstretch, heading down into turn number 3, holding a pretty line down there right where the flat spot is on the apron. Flashbulbs in the air. The number 3 car bringing it on down to victory lane, winning this last chance qualifier. 77, Mark Detremont. Dontremont. It's close. 77, that green machine. He finishes 2nd. Michael Neary in the 23. He's going to finish 3rd. 110, Paul McCullum. He's going to finish 4th. And 5th place is going to go to Jason Halverson in the number 91 ride.
It was very disappointing because, Noah Healy had that position, but then all of a sudden it went door to door. A little bit of a tweak there, and contact with that rear quarter sent both of them around and really opened the door there for Jason Halverson.
Definitely a tough break, but it looks like we're going to line up for another last chance qualifier. You can see in the inside, the infield, 15 laps on the board. We're going to have one more in the last chance qualifying race here. Taking a quick look at the lineup. Unfortunately, our timing and scoring doesn't update until the cars cross the line as they take the green. So it's something we're actually working on here at Vidane TV. But you can see everybody lining up 2 by 2 on the edge of pit road, trying to get everybody rolling, and they do. 97 Duncan machine. He's going to be starting P1, the 210. He's going to be shooting on the outside. He's going to be starting this last chance qualifying race 2nd. And another throwback Wrangler machine, the 05. Lawrence, he's going to be starting this last chance qualifier 3rd. The outside of him is going to go to the 40, that black and purple machine. Very, very sharp looking rides tonight. Morrison with a cool looking paint scheme there. He's going to be starting 4th rather. Looking back behind him, C. Kenny in the 90. Saw that car earlier on, the OD green with the black, a little bit of orange outline on the numbers. It's kind of a cool looking car there. And outside of him, going to be the 100 Skittles ride as the pace car pulls off. The pace car's getting ready to pull off. We're going to get some green flag racing in here for the last chance qualifier. Nice and slow here for the start. And bam, green flag out in the air and doing a great job with that start. It's a 97 machine. Riley Duncan does an awesome job holding on to the first spot. The 210, though, is there. He's right all over. Huge wreck as we head him on down into 1. I'm definitely going to have to pull up a replay on that. That looked like 4 or 5 cars were involved there.
I think all these cautions are going to be bringing out a tribute to Coors Light.
I definitely support that. We're going to have to see if we can get somebody hired up here to run down to the virtual refrigerator here and see if we can't get the producer another ice cold beverage. But I digress. We're going to take a look at this replay and figure out exactly what went down. We'll look at it We're going to look at it from the rear view of the 05, and we're going to look at it in slow motion as we pull up the replay here. And this is right off the start of the race, heading on down into turn number 1, looking backwards from the view of the 05 machine. And, man, it just looks like he gets on down low, hits that apron, comes back up into the 90, gives him a shot. Big damage on the number 40, and the 05 gets run over from the back, sends the 90 up into the air, and you can see the Skittle machine trying to come through. Skittle's trying to fit through the Wrangler car, and everybody's just kind of gathered up, hanging out in a party and up on the outside wall. Looks like the 68's going to get by. The 68 of Justin Ryan doesn't have any damage there. Didn't seem to have gotten clipped, but big damage for the 05. The 22's got some nose damage. The 100 Skittles machine, he's got some damage. You can see a kind of a slow, lazy roll here for the 05 Wrangler machine. Definitely a tough break. Hopefully these guys, well, we know for a fact they are okay, because that's the glory of video games and the iRacing simulator. No physical, personal damage, but definitely some hot tempers, unfortunately, here. But, you know, it looks like they're just going to have to finish the race either on pit road or whatever they may have to do, and they're just going to have to jump into the old chat there on Facebook or YouTube, wherever they decide to watch the end of this race.
Paul, you didn't say hot tempers, did you?
I might have said hot tempers. Speaking of hot tempers, Tim Terry, how we doing there, Tim?
Oh, we're doing fine. We probably should have shortened the heat races a little bit. We kind of overcompensated on laps for the heats, so we're still getting through these heats and consies. We got this one and a B main to come, and then a 75-lap feature presented by Gravelock. Want to thank Nevin Scott for coming on board. He didn't have a very good heat race, so we'll hope he'll pull through. And I'm sure you guys are having fun up here.
Yeah, most definitely. Some great racing here going on so far tonight. A lot of cool retro kind of throwback paint schemes, so it's always good to see those as well.
I'm going to go back to the race control booth. I'm going to hang out with Brian Nagy, and we got a special guest coming tomorrow, so that'll be fun. You guys enjoy the show. You and Mike can take it away, and hopefully we get some green laps in here on this scene.
Roger that. Tim Terry, the league administrator here for Tim's Corner Motorsports. Pace truck pulls off. Green flags in the air. The 27-97. Check that. Riley Duncan doesn't get the start that he's been getting all night long, as he's still side by side with the 210 of Ryan Breithoff. Joey Arsenal in the 11 is there. Big wiggle from Riley Duncan as they head on down into turn number 3.
And that's another debut here tonight. The 11 car, Joey Arsenal.
All the leaders are around and everybody's in it.
He almost gets through it, but
violent flip there from the 40. Everybody, literally everybody in the field involved in that race. You see, it looks like the number 2 is at the 210 up front. That's a 68 up front. Looks like he lost the nose of the car, pumping out that black smoke. Done for the evening. Is that means that motor's expired. Just one lap shy here of halfway, and man, everybody in this field was just involved in that wreck.
Well, if this is any indication for the main event for the 75 presented by Gravelock, we got ourselves into an impressive evening of crash and here.
Definitely going to need some more cold Coors Lights here, but we're taking a look at the replay, a little bit slow motion right now. 210 just doesn't seem like he realized where the brake pedal was, and he just slapped the 97 of Riley Duncan, and man, oh man, they were bumper to bumper, blocking both racing grooves, the middle and the lower lanes, and you see the 40's involved, the 22's involved, the Skittles machine, he's involved. 210 gets a big shot from the 68, sends him airborne, and man, everybody else is just up in the wall, and the fans know that they're watching the show right now. You can see all the flash bulbs going off, and there you see that lazy kind of flip there from the 40 machine. 47, that other purple car, he's involved. Man, oh man, tough break for these guys. Big wreck here halfway through the second last chance qualifier.
Yeah, kind of looks Justin Ryan and the 90 of Craig Kenny managed to get through there with the least amount of damage, but we're going to get a hard reset here now on this qualifier. I believe we're halfway. Is that the truth?
Yes, sir. Crossing the flags. That's halfway. The lights are still on the pace truck. Going to be restarting here with probably 6 or 7 laps to go. Big shake-up up front as almost everybody's involved in that big wreck. Joey Arsenal, 11. He was running 3rd or 4th back before that caution. He's going to be your leader. Brody Lewis in the 22 machine, he's going to be in 2nd. He took a little bit of damage, but not too bad. And Brian Burt, haven't seen him yet. He's up front, 47. He's going to be restarting 3rd. Kyle Gammon's going to restart 4th. And Tyler Reed is going to round out the top 5.
was a big opportunity for the 11 car for Joey Arsenault, being his debut race here tonight with the Tim's Corner Motorsports special events. He is the Eastbound Park Bandolero, Sun Life Financial Bandolero champion, and this is his first year going into the U.S. Legends. So big year of 2020 for the 11 car for Joey Arsenault, and on his debut in the Consi, he's on the front row at the halfway mark.
And that's the spot you want to be in as you're looking, taking the top couple of cars here, heading them on down to the A main later on tonight. And definitely one of those shows you want to make, because you can't win the race if you don't make the show. And these guys are definitely going to be doing the best here, lining them up 2 by 2. The lights are off in the iRacing pace truck. 11's going to restart. Joey Arsenault's going to restart on point. Brody Lewis in the 22, he's going to restart on the outside. Brian Burt, 47, he's restarting third. Kyle Gaiman outside, and then number 98, it looks like. And rounding out the top 5, going to be Tyler Reed in that number 100 Skittle machine as the pace truck pulls off, and the green flag is getting ready to fly.
So that P5 is going to be super, super hot back there as Craig Tully, Riley Duncan, and the rest of the field are going to be vying for that position to make it to the big show here for the 75-lap main. But look at Joey Arsenault with the big, big jump here. Getting 3 or 4 car lengths as he enters turn 1 and takes a commanding lead with some really good fresh air in front. But he's going to be chased down by, I believe that's the 98. Is it?
Doesn't much matter what's going on behind him. The 11 doesn't seem to care. He is getting after it right now. 2 to go as they cross the stripe. He's got about a 5-car length lead on Kyle Gammon there in the number 98.
Big night for the new drivers into the series. You know, not quite sure what the feeling is, you know, from the super late to the street stock. It looks here at Myrtle Beach a little bit slicker than what we've seen at some of the other tracks. But it looks like the youngster, just 16 years old, is doing a great job out there. Joey Arsenault holding off that position number 2.
White rag is in the air, and taking a look on board right now from the cockpit of Kyle Gammon, sawing on that wheel left and right, trying to make sure that he keeps track of the number 11. He wants to try and stay in his tracks, but he wants to also try and get where he is not. He shoots down low. He gets right up to the back bumper, shoots all the way out to the outside, scrapes the wall just a little bit. No harm, no foul, no big wrecks or anything like that. Joey Arsenault, number 11, going to win this LCQ race. Kyle Gammon third. Brody Lewis in the 22, he's going to finish third. Fourth place, rather, is going to go to Craig Tully, and rounding out the top 5, going to be Tyler Reed in that 100 machine.
Yeah, unbelievable. No wreck there on the final couple of corners. Very tight quarters, but big win for Joey Arsenault. Getting a huge checkered flag in his debut here and making the big show. We got the Gravelock Soil Consolidation Aid 75 coming up just in a moment here. I believe we have some anthems and stuff like that.
Oh, we actually got one more last chance qualifier race, it looks like. We got 15 laps on the board and a couple of cats that think they can make this race, so we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt here, kind of go on through. And you know what? You were actually absolutely right with the throwback scheme. It seems like there's a lot of Dale Senior fans. You can see another blue and yellow. That almost looks like that Spam car from back in the day, the number 89, but definitely has Wrangler on the hood.
I really like the 711. I believe that's the 12 car of Sam Rogers. He's done really well over the last couple of weeks. And Sammy Rogers, a U.S. legend driver from Nova Scotia. He's going to be looking to get into the big show. He's the fab over the last 4 or 5 races that we've called.
There you see in front of him the Tide 99. That's a cool looking paint scheme. Even the 01. Just kind of back to basics. The gunmetal gray and the black. That's a cool little combination there. No sponsors or anything on that ride. You see the Coors machine of the number 75. It's always fun to jump in and look at all these throwback paint schemes. I mean, that's something I really get a thrill here with the iRacing simulator. Everybody kind of runs what they want to run for paint schemes, and you're able to really see where everybody's loyalty lies.
Yeah, that Mountain Dew. I think I had that Hot Wheels back in the 1980s, but it'd be kind of cool if NASCAR Cup actually did a street stock kind of special event with all the top drivers.
Most definitely, because you know that's where a lot of these guys started, and green flag is in the air. 30 already has a commanding lead. Jean-Paul Arsenault doing a great job, and looks like the battle's going to be for the second, number 199, Brandon Campbell. We saw him earlier on. he's trying to qualify in at this point. He's trying to get it in at the absolute last chance that he can, this last chance qualifier. The number 75 behind him, Mike Alexander. Haven't heard him at all tonight this evening. He's up there in third place in that 75 ride, trying to get in for second, but as much as he's looking through the windshield, well, he was looking out the rear view mirror, and unfortunately the car behind him shot up into the wall and is no longer there.
Well, Mike Alexander's got to keep it clean here because he's had such a great run. You know, he came P2 3 times and never got the romance until Tuesday night in Martinsville and picked up the big win. That 75 usually does very well in the heat races, but unfortunately we've had a lot of cautions here earlier on and has brought him into the Consi for the last chance for romance. But here we go. We got a car around already, the 89. But hopefully the 75 continues his success. But we're going to go to that replay here, Paul.
Yeah, we're going to take a look. And like you said, last chance for romance. And unfortunately, a couple of guys we were just looking at. The 89 on the outside of the 12. He gets in the back of the 32. Kind of comes across the nose of that 7-Eleven ride and takes out the Tide Machine as well. So all those cool-looking throwback paint schemes, man, they seem to get involved in the same piece of real estate. Tough break for the 89, the 12, the 99. Big damage for those cars. You can see the 89 is definitely frustrated as he tries to burn those tires down as he gets that car righted, pointed in the right direction. But man, oh man, tough break. We're only lap 5 into this qualifier race, and we've already knocked out probably 3 or 4 of these cars. So we'll see who can come home with the victory, get a top 5 finish, and try and move on here to the A-main or the main event of the evening.
Yeah, Conrad Murphy and Brandon Campbell, both natives of New Brunswick. I'm sure they've battled each other over the years, quite possibly at 660 or Petty Raceway. But great to see him here tonight, and looking forward to the big special event at Petty Raceway for tomorrow. I believe you'll be on board for that one. And,
yep, we'll be here.
Big special event for Petty Raceway. Chat up with those guys, Smith and all them, for giving back to the drivers and getting things going. That we have a little bit of delay into our season. Hopefully we'll be back on the asphalt as soon as possible. Looking closer to June at this point, but who knows? Right now in Newfoundland, we've had 7 straight days of no COVID-19 cases. New Brunswick now moving into their first stage of people going back to work. Who knows? In a couple weeks, we may even have a vaccine, and maybe we can go back to a little bit of normalcy in our lives.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know what? I mean, pavement, asphalt, dirt. Hell, at this point, I'll race grocery cars. We got to race something. I mean, iRacing is definitely filling the void here. Kudos to them. They've done some fantastic things here, not only on Vidane TV, but you've been watching NBC and Fox Sports 1, throwing on the old iRacing simulation, and you've seen some of the big-time NASCAR, the big-time Indy car drivers, and a lot of the dirt guys and the rallycross and stuff like that. Really able to put on a show, and that's kind of the whole point right now. We want to entertain the masses because everybody is losing their marbles right now. Everybody's bored. Everybody needs a haircut. Thankfully, I've still been working full time as my particular position is labeled as essential, but it's not quite as essential here as Tim's Corner Motorsports, lining them up 2x2. The lights are off in that iRacing pace truck. Got the 30, Jean-Paul Arsenault on the inside, 199. We saw him earlier in a heat race. He's going to restart second, but man, oh man, look who it is, that number 75 ride, Mike Alexander, restarting the inside of row number 2. Oh, yeah, pace truck pulls off, hard left-hand turn, 30 waits, and he waits, and he waits. There it is, green flag in the air, and Mike Alexander is there all over the back bumper of the number 30. Backs up just a little bit. He's trying to find the position to make it down into turn number 1. Mike Alexander is there, right in the tire tracks of Jean-Paul Arsenault on number 30. We're halfway through this race, 15 laps here in the last chance qualifier. 7 down, 7 to go, and here we go. We got a battle for the lead. 4 cars involved. You can throw a blanket or a tarp over those race cars. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but here we go anyway.
Well, that inside line totally had an advantage there on that restart as the outside line really lagged there and opened up the door for Mike Alexander, who's in that row number 2 on the inside. And now he is chasing down Arsenault into 30, and it looks like they will go door to door. It's going to be a battle for the P1. Mike Alexander now coming into the corner and has a slight advantage as the 30 drifts up the track. And look at that. Here comes the Bandit, the 32. He was on that inside line in row number 3, and now he sees himself in 3rd place. And we have a huge battle back there for P5. The person in 6 will not make the show, so you watch that 5th, 6 as the 89. And I believe that is difficulty with that number there. That's the 70 car.
Looking at the 70 of Brandon Lively and under attack there from Conrad Murphy in the 89. After seeing some fantastic car control there from the 75 of Mike Alexander, no question, he's been around. He's been up front for most of these races. You see the smoke pouring off of that left front. Big contact between the 89 and the 70. Sends the 70 on around. He's able to collect it. He gets shot up into the outside wall, and definitely not a happy driver. You can see him burning the tires as he's trying to get that car pointed in the right direction. We're going to focus back up here on Mike Alexander. Take a look at his commanding lead here over the number 30 machine of Jean-Paul Arsenault. Todd Cousins currently running P3. Brandon Campbell 4th. Conrad Murphy rounding out the top 5. White flag in the air. Mike Alexander takes yet another white flag here in a last chance qualifying race. Usually we see him burning down that left rear tire, smoke pouring off of it, really getting all he can out of that street stock, heading on down in the turn number 3. All he has to do is come off clean here, and coming out of turn number 4, flashbulbs in the air, a little bit of a kiss to the wall. 75, Mike Alexander takes the win. Jean-Paul Arsenault finishes 2nd, Todd Cousins 3rd, Brandon Campbell 4th, Conrad Murphy rounded out your top 5. Fantastic show here in the last chance qualifying race.
Yeah, and there's no doubt the 75 is a sharp-looking car. He's been doing a lot of these iRacing schemes. I noticed on Facebook, Mike has been doing quite a few of these wraps on the iRacing cars. If you're out there and you're looking for a wrap, you can check out Mike Alexander on his Facebook. He charges $25. So I know he's doing quite a few of the cars down in Newfoundland here now. A lot of people reaching out for him. But congratulations to Mike Alexander in the 75. He was one of the picks going into this. Unfortunately, he didn't do so well in the heat races earlier on. But we are getting set for the big race. I think now I officially say the anthems.
Yep, we're going to got these drivers have about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of a warm-up. We're going to take a brief opportunity here to listen in on the Canadian National Anthem.
Okay, folks, we're getting ready for the national anthem here. If you're able to, would you please rise for singing of O Canada?
O Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love in all of us command. Quatre ombres et porte l'épée, il sait porter la croix.
From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Drivers, start your engines.
Fantastic rendition there. That's the Tim's Corner Motorsports 2019 highlight package of the Canadian National Anthem from all over different racetracks there in Canada, and really, really good here. Just kind of wrapping up the warm-up. Got about a half a minute left. 18 looks like he put down the quick time right now. Guys, get a little bit of an opportunity here to kind of feel out the cars and see exactly what they've got here for the feature.
It looks like Josh Langille is going to get the number 1 spot. He's going to have, although no, that's actually switching around there. They're moving a couple cars around. Brad 80 is going to be in the P2. So as they set the board here. We got a couple minutes, and oh, did you just see that flip? As I'm not sure if they'll get a hard reset here in the practice, but bit of damage to that car.
That doesn't much matter too much because the checkered flag's in the air. That warm-up session is in the books. 75 laps here on the board. We're going to be getting down with the Gravelock Street Stock 75 here at Myrtle Beach. Here presented to you by Tim's Corner Motorsports, and you're watching it live right now on Vidane TV. Thank you guys so much for coming out, checking us out on YouTube and on Facebook. Man, this is the first of 7 races here this weekend. Busy weekend here for Vidane TV. Always thankful to be working with Tim's Corner Motorsports, and man, we got some heat races in the books. We got some last chance qualifiers in the books, and we're gonna go feature racing here at Myrtle Beach.
Well, super pumped about this. You know, we had over 90 people vying to get into this race. They took 50 for the qualifier for the heat races and the last chance. And now we are going to get set here for the Gravelock 75, presented by Gravelock Soil Consolidation Aid. And I believe the owner was actually in the qualifiers earlier. I'm excited to have them on board here for the Big 75. Things are going to get going here. And it looks like... Is that the 56 of Stephen Matthews from Nova Scotia?
56 starting point. Danny Chisholm on the 87. He's going to be starting second. Josh Langille, he's going to be starting third. Brad Eddy fourth. Ryan Messer starting fifth. Ricky Arbrew, I'm sure I jacked his name up. Sorry, Ricky. He's going to start sixth. Craig McDonald, that's a nice easy one. He's going to start seventh. Noel Fougier, I've learned that one a couple of times, and I've been yelled at a few times to spell his name right. He's going to start ninth. Jordan Rustin's going to start ninth. Check that. Ninth. Matthew Barkhouse is going to start 10th. Ryan Walsh, Ethan Miller, Jonathan Pollard, Jason Gossi, Mackenzie Brewer, Travis Roman, Nathan Langille, Joey Arsenal, Mike Alexander, that 75, the winner there. 77, Mark DeTremont. Kyle Gammon's going to start 21st. Jean-Paul Arsenal, Michael Neary, Brody Lewis, Todd Cousins, Paul McCullum, Craig Tully, and Brandon Campbell. That 199 machine we saw earlier tonight. That's going to round out your field. Green flag is in the air. 56 gets that whole shot, gets a couple of position. Carl Links in front of the number 87 of Danny Chisholm. But man, oh man, he is down there looking low for that first position.
Yeah, the 87 trying to protect that position number 2, and he crossover, but he's going to be in the wall. Not sure if the caution is going to come out, but there was contact all over the board back there as Danny Chisholm slams into the door coming out of the corner.
You see that Valvoline machine of Josh Langille. He kind of shoots up into that second position. No harm, no foul. Looking at the 87 right now. The battle's going to be for third. Big wiggle behind them. Big wreck behind them. 15 gets sideways, and it looks like it collects a bunch of other drivers. Caution is out on the speedway. We're going to back up that Vidane TV instant replay, find out exactly what went down there. But man, oh man, lap 3 seems to be where the wrecking starts. We're going to take a look at this here in slow motion as we're bringing it to you now. 15:36 side by side, and the 15 comes up just a bit, loses the back end of that race car, as does the 36, and just kind of gets sent around. You see the 19 is involved in a big way, gets spun around. 36 up in the outside wall. 519 seems to get by. The 15 gets by all right as well. Tough break for those guys. No resets or anything like that here at Tim's Corner Motorsports, but they are going to be able to pull down pit road and get the virtual hammers out, try and bang on some of that simulated sheet metal, see if they can't get those cars back up to par here. Still a long ways to go. Only lap 4 of 75 at this point, but 56 Stephen Matthews off to a great start as he is still your leader.
Yeah, lots of contact at the early parts here for the main event, the 75 lap presented by Gravelock 75 or Gravelock Soil Consolidation. Matthew Barkhouse in the 15 looks like he escaped that without too much damage. But like we were talking about earlier, look at the paint schemes. You know, you got the Ricky Bobby Wonder Bread out there. I believe that's Jordan Rushton in the 42. So many cool schemes here at Myrtle Beach here. Just so the fans know, it's a half mile, 13-degree banking in the corners, and 4 degrees in the front stretch, 3 degrees in the back stretch. Nice little half mile here at Myrtle Beach, and I guess that would be very similar to New Smyrna, which is close to your territory, I assume.
little bit further south than me, but we definitely do have New Smyrna here on Vidane TV. We're actually picking them up here every Wednesday night, running the World Series of iRacing. It's going to be 9 weeks in a row, 3 different car divisions for New Smyrna as we race at New Smyrna here in the iRacing circuit, or the iRacing simulator rather. So you'll be able to check that out every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern as the drivers from New Smyrna can't go racing in real life, so we got to jump on the old iRacing simulation and see if we can't bang virtual offenders here. But putting on a great show. We just had the New Smyrna Esports 100 here this past weekend on Vidane TV. Very successful event, and very cool to have those guys on board here. Taking a quick look, the 41 appears to pull down pit road. Looks like he's going to try and work on that car just a little bit as we're taking a look at the leaders right now. Stephen Matthews, 56, he's leading. 18 is going to be in second. Craig McDonald, that number 9 car, is going to be in third. Danny Chisholm is going to restart fourth. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be Jordan Rushton. As everybody lines up, double file, 2x2 all the way through, and the lights are off in that iRacing pace truck.
It'll be Matthews and Langille on the front row as the pace truck gets set to exit here. Now, Matthews had a great launch here. You seen earlier on, Danny Chisholm tried to protect that position number 2 with the crossover, and it didn't really work out for him. He did tag the wall, but he is in row number 2 in position number 4, and let's see what happens here as Matthew shoots out of the cannon, and we are off to the races. The 18 follows suit.
18 is there, but so is the 9. There are 3 cars right next to each other, bumper to bumper, side by side. 2x2 behind them. The 9 car gets a great run down on the inside of the 56. 56 slams the door, opens it back up as he has to come up and try and block the 18. And man, oh man, great run here. Great battle for first position. They're 3 wide as they head in down to turn number 1. They think better of it, 2x2.
Craig McDonald in the 9, putting lots of pressure on. Now picks up the front of the pack. And look at Danny Chisholm on the inside of the 56. He's going to be looking to chase down that inside line as Matthew goes way up top. And looks like caution is out as we have the 22 around in turn number 4.
Calamity corner, as it were. We're taking a look now. We're going to back everything up here. Pull up the old Vidane TV instant replay, and we'll give it to you in slow motion as always. But man, you can see, we're going to back that up a couple of frames because I got ahead of myself here. You can see the 11 car just kind of comes in. The exit line's a little bit kind of wonky there, and you can see the back end of that race car kind of kicking out on him, and he tries to overcorrect it, but doesn't have enough time to do that before he gets a little bit of a tap there from the 77. Shoots the 77 on up. The 32's involved. The 110's involved. You can see the 110 gets sent around. Big wreck. The 11 does a little bit of a flippy-do there. And a couple of other cars, the 36 rather. Check that. The 15 involved too. Getting a big door slam right there. But looks like the big damage is going to go to the 11 car. You can see the nose is already crinkled in there. So we'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can work on. Unfortunately, he's back in 24th. He's more than likely going to lose a lap at least while he tries to get that race car repaired. But we'll see what we can get. 28 drivers started this race. Looking like as of right now, we still have 24 drivers on the lead lap. And we're only 12 laps into the 75-lap feature here so far.
Yeah, unfortunately for Matthew Barkhouse in that 15, he did get caught up in that one. They managed to squeeze by a few earlier cautions that we've seen throughout the evening, but the 15 with some damage there from Matthew Barkhouse, who took a big win, by the way. I believe it was in Las Vegas. 1 and 2 with his brother Mike Alexander.
Great racing all week long from these guys. Everything seems to blend together, especially when you do as many races as we do here. But man, you know what? We love it. It's a good problem to have. And Vidane TV, we're still new to the whole broadcast deal, but you know what? We're making some waves. We're making a name for ourselves, and we want to be up there with the best. So we're going to bring you the best show that we possibly can, because what we're trying to do here at Vidane TV is entertain the masses. Now, speaking of entertaining the masses, I see we forgot to lock the door there to the production trailer. Tim Terry has come up from Race Control. Tim, how's it going so far down there?
We've already parked one driver and put one on suspension. So how are you guys doing tonight?
Parking a driver and putting him on suspension here in 13 laps. What is this, a Vidane racing race?
Well, it's Do you guys have a wrestling belt that we can throw out in a boxing ring or a wrestling ring we can put in the infield here at Myrtle Beach?
Well,
Maybe that'll.
we do have a fantastic wrestling belt, but unfortunately that's going to go to either Jared Bolliard, Wesley Hogue, or Jonathan Goke tomorrow night, as we're going to be racing for a championship. But man, we're 2x2 lined up. Pace truck's going to dip off, or he's going to turn the lights off. I think he's just going to turn the lights off right here. 9-car new leader before that caution. 9 of Craig McDonald doing a great job. Stephen Matthews restarting on the outside. Danny Chisholm, Jordan Rushton, Josh Langille, the top 3. Great start for the 9. He moves up into that outside line to try and block off the 56. Now he's got to block the inside line as new second place car, number 87, Danny Chisholm, moves on up. And looks like we got another big wreck. The 42's involved, and that's more than likely going to bring the caution right back out, and it does.
Jordan Rushing in the 42, but on these restarts.
Oh, big wreck. Holy moly.
The 42 doing some bunny hops back there, but it's almost like monster trucks when they flip over and they're trying to flip back upright. But
well, it's like every time I fall down and land on my back, it takes me a minute to get up because I got short little T-Rex arms and I can't quite gather it back up, as it were. But we'll take a look here. Bringing the slow motion replay, the 56, he was the leader earlier on. 42 tries to get on down low, and there was no room there. Gets in front of the 55, spins around his back bumper. You see the 98's involved, the 61's involved, the 23, the 5. 42 does a 1, 2. Is he going to stick the landing? Nope, rolls the other way. Sends himself onto his roof. Tough break. That's a lot of damage race car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at my count. Let's see if we can get a little bunny hop going, and boom, stuck the landing, the Wonder Bread 42 car. That's going to be Jordan Rushton. So tough break. Those cars are crinkled and mashed and smashed, and lots of dents, lots of damage. So don't know if those guys are going to be able to get these cars repaired. Looking at it right now, it looks like Jean-Paul Arsenal is going to be the last car on the lead lap. He's going to be in 19th, as the 61 and the 42 appear to have a whole bunch of damage, so they're not going to be able to really do too much here in the last 55 or so laps as we have winding down so far.
It's almost starting to become a demolition derby here at the early parts of the big 75 lap, but a lot of damage cars. And really going to open up the door for the top cars that have no damage. Going to be able to get through quite.
Most definitely. You can actually take a look right now as we take a nice wide angle shot. Looking at half a dozen cars sitting on pit road. No resets, no tires or anything like that, but at least you can get on down pit road, park your car, and see if they can bang the dang thing straight, as it were, to see if they can come out and finish this race. A couple of drivers beat the pace truck as he comes around, so they're going to come back on the lead lap. So that's definitely good news for those guys. That's going to be the 42 and the 61, Jordan Rushton and Ricky A. So great to see that those guys are going to be in the lead lap, but you know what? I don't know if they've got the car to do anything. Those were big damage, hard hits there in that last caution. So unfortunate event, but man, what a great show here for the number 9 so far, Craig McDonald. He's going to start first. Danny Chisholm's running second. 18, Josh Langille. He's going to be third. Stephen Matthews, the early leader, he's going to be fourth. Ryan Walsh, fifth. Ethan Miller, sixth. And look who it is. Started 19th, currently seventh. That number 75 ride of Mike Alexander. He's coming, and he's coming in a hurry. Brad Eddy is going to be in 8th. Todd Cousins, 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Jonathan Pollard in that number 19 ride. Lining them up 2 by 2 all the way through. Lights are off on the pace truck. And here we go, Mike, getting ready for another restart.
Yeah, keep an eye on that 18 of Josh Langille. He's on the inside line here. It looks like the outside line on these restarts got a disadvantage, but looks like Danny Chisholm comes off the line pretty good there with the 9 car. He's going to cross over in front of Langille.
Big crossover from Danny Chisholm. Shoots himself into the second position.
And look at that 519 of Ryan Walsh from CBS Newfoundland. He's making a huge run here as he is in that P5 position with Stephen Matthews in the 56 on the outside. They are going to go side by side down the front.
Not sure what happened to the 56 machine. It seems like he might have burned off the right front, or the right rear rather, because he's just way up the racetrack, letting these drivers get on down low. 519 right now, side by side, door by door. And look who it is, 75, Mike Alexander. He wants a piece of the action as well. He's going to try and bide his time and see if he can't get around everybody clean. But, man, oh man, it's crazy to see. Mike started back in the 19th position. Barely made it in on the last chance qualifying race. You see there's a car blown up on pit road, all that black smoke there. But the 75 is right in the back bumper, right in the tire tracks of the 519 machine. 519 of Ryan Walsh trying to hold on to that 4th position, but Mike Alexander says, no, sir, I'd like that position, and I'd like for you to get out of my way.
Well, Mike Alexander come all the way from the back. He was a checkered flag winner of one of the consies, and that's the reason why he started closer to the back as the winners from the heat races got closer to the front. But 75 on a big run now with the 519 of Ryan Walsh trying to hold off as much as he can. He's trying to make that outside line work for him, and it seems to be holding for him as the 75 has been waiting back there patiently and has not thrown it into the inside here on the 519 of Walsh.
See the battle for second in front of these guys is starting to heat up just a little bit. 18 looking on down low of the 87, and the number 9 is there looking at those top 3 drivers single file right now, and you can see the battle for 5th is right behind them. Single file, but everybody's trying to see where everybody else is strong, where everybody else is weak, trying to see if they can get into the real estate that nobody else is in to try and gain a little bit of an edge, a little bit of forward momentum, as it were. As you can see, the top 3 are single file, pretty much single file throughout the top 10, but these drivers are hungry. They know that this race, 1/3 in the bag, 2/3 left to go. Anything can happen in 50 laps here at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Yeah, McDonald's got a bit of a handful there. The 87, who's been so stout over the last couple of weeks, Danny Chisholm and Langille are just right connected there, almost like they are linked together like a chain. The 3 of them are drafting around this half mile. McDonald's got a full bumper of the 87. I believe Langille into the back of the 87 of Chisholm.
Taking a look right now, the on board, the number 18 machine, sawing on that steering wheel. Left, right, mostly left. Trying to keep that machine straight. He's all over the back bumper of the 87. The 87's all over the back bumper of the 9. These guys showing some great car control, some great ring awareness. These guys really know where they are on the track at all times, know exactly what they need to do. And man, they're looking high, looking low, trying to get a little piece of air, a little piece of momentum, little piece of advantage to see if they can't get around the 87 and the 9 machine.
Yeah, on board with Langille right now, which is such a cool shot because what a battle.
Oh, bumper, door banging.
Side of Chisholm and Walsh and Alexander getting a little into each other back there. And now look at this, the top 5 in close quarters.
That turned a 3-way dance for the lead into about an 8-car battle. As you can see, the 9 still leading, 87 and 18 are still second and third, but that really closed the door. Hey, look who it is. Number 75, Mike Alexander, moves his way on up into into P4. The pink and white machine behind him, the 319, 519. Check that, Walsh. He's going to drop back down to 5th. The 56 machine, our early leader, is going to be running in 6th. These guys are back to single file, but you can tell right now, everybody in that top 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, count them, single file. Every single one of those drivers is hungry, and every single one of those drivers has a shot to win. Here, the Gravelock Street Stock 75 at Myrtle Beach, put on by Tim's Corner Motorsports.
We are getting close to the halfway mark here. The top 8 right now is such close quarters right now, and they are not letting each other go away from each other. And the 75 doing a great job there in the P4, being patient with Langille and Chisholm, but this is probably one of the most exciting runs that I've seen witnessed in iRacing in a while because this is just such close quarters right now with Chisholm still applying pressure to the back of McDonald's. The 9 doing a great job out in front, fending off these 7 cars, all trying to come to the front.
Bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper. All these drivers lined up single file here in the top 8 or 10 cars or so. Everybody trying to get down low and lower than they were before the lap. before that, and really trying to gain position on the driver in front of them. And it's crazy with the street stocks, especially with the fixed setups. There's really not much you can do. Everybody's running the exact same thing. Everybody's running the same weather conditions and all that good stuff. So you're really able to see the cream rise to the crop. As you can see, the top 4 really close in on each other. And Mike Alexander, I'm telling you, he is there. Going to lay in and kiss the back bumper there, the number 18, basically letting him know, hey, bud, I'm here, and I want to get by. You can see he shoots on down low, coming out of turn number 2, takes a quick peek, thinks better of it, falls back in line into the tire tracks in number 18.
Yeah, these top 4 have been battling back and forth over the last couple of weeks, and Mike Alexander knows in front is where he wants to be with 1 win and 3 runner-ups in the last week or so. Alexander wants to keep that run going here tonight in Myrtle Beach. I still think I'm in Martinsville. I've been bouncing around the country so much with Tim. But McDonald throwing down a huge block on the 87. And, this is getting pretty exciting as we've had a race win from Danny Chisholm, who's a Bandolero driver. We talked about earlier on about how many people are jumping into the iRacing these days. But how cool is this once we go back to the asphalt? How much that these drivers have put into the iRacing on the development side. This is probably going to be one of the most exciting seasons that we'll ever see on the asphalt, as we see so many people now into the iRacing.
And that's one of those things, too. We've seen it here at Tim's Corner Motorsports, and we've seen it a lot with the new Smyrna group. As you can see, the top 4 lined up, single file, dipping down low is the 18, but he's going to think better of it. Coming up in the lap machine here of Craig Tully in that number 5. Check that. That's going to be the 110 of Paul McCullum there out in front of the leaders. And we can see battle for second just turned into a pass. Taking a look, the 18 and the 75 get around the 87. 87 falls in behind Mike Alexander and gives him a little bit of a push. Says, hey, I'm not really sure what happened there, but I don't really appreciate it. I'd like to have my spot back. But, man, oh, man, 87, Danny Chisholm's going to have a hard time getting back around that Mike Alexander machine, especially as he moves up further on in the field. Started this race in 19th and is currently running P3 with 33 laps to go here at the stripe.
Yeah, Chisholm's not too happy. I believe there might have been a bump just then. And
87 sideways, big sideways from the 87 Chisholm.
And that might be a disadvantage right now. It's, obviously when you're driving with aggression, then things don't go your way. And now the 519 of Ryan Walsh, almost into the back bumper of the 87. He's looking to come up. And Stephen Matthews in the 56, also vying to come up through. And look at that. There's the move. Ryan Walsh to the inside. And Danny Chisholm crosses over and blocks the lane on the 519 of Walsh.
Can't quite make the pass happen. Gives up a spot to the 56. The 56 is trying to make his way back up to the front. Stephen Matthews in that ride gets around the 519. No problem. You see the 72 there shooting on the outside. Brad Eddy trying to get around the 519 machine as well. Still side by side there for a little bit of a wiggle there for the 56 machine, but they're still side by side for the 4th position.
Yeah, lots of exciting racing going on right now as Steve Matthews and the 87 battle for that position back there, but it's going to be Mike Alexander putting pressure now on that 18 car of Langille.
We'll take a quick peek here at the leaders, looking like the top 3, still single file, bumper to bumper as they're closing in on the lap car. Battle realistically is going to be for 4th on back. 4 cars trying to get the same. 3 wide heading on down in the turn number 1. Not going to work. 519 thinks better of it. Tucks in behind the number 87 car. Man, that closes up everybody else. We got a 5-car battle for the 4th spot.
And Steve Matthews, we're about 1/3 away from the finish of this big event here, presented by Gravelock Soil Consolidation. So the 56 had enough and now makes his move, and now he's vying for the leaders as they are about a 1/4 of a track ahead. Matthews got to hop on it there. Hopefully he may be able to get a caution here to line him back up, but he's going to need some help from the 72 to catch those leaders.
Most definitely. Taking a look here now from the Goodyear blimp. The 56 heading on down in the corner. 72 following in his tire tracks, and a gaggle of cars behind them. 87, 519, 15, and I believe the 90. Check that, the 80 of Ethan Miller. Man, those guys are lined up 2 by 2 as the guys in front of them are single file. Check in on the leader here, the number 9 of Craig McDonald. And, man, he's got a front mirror full of the 110. That's going to be a lap car there. Looks like he's going to move on high, and 9's going to be able to get on down low. Going to bring the 18 with him as well. Josh Langille, he's going to come down, and as is the 75 of Mike Alexander, who is there. He's able to see that the top 2 positions are in his sights, so he's going to try and kind of click off some laps here and really see what he can do. It'll be something to see if the 75 can catch the 9 machine of Craig McDonald, but is he also going to be able to pass him? As right now you can see the top 2 are bumper to bumper, and Mike Alexander looking on. Got a great view there from the number 75 machine.
Well, I think the 18 strategy right now is you don't want to make your move too soon. And, you look at some of the big drivers like Jimmy Johnson and some of these big races in Cup. If you make that move too soon, it may not work out for you in the end.
You're exactly right, and you're actually taking a look right now. Brody Lewis, number 22. Not sure what happened to him, but he's got some big-time motor damage. Black smoke coming out of that car. Done for the evening. So we'll take a look at the battle for the lead. 9 car has it. 18 wants it. 18 car is there. Pushing him coming out of turn number 4 as they cross the stripe. 21 laps to go. 18 is there. Josh thinks it's time to go. And this is exactly what Mike Alexander in that 75 machine in that P3 spot, this is what he wants to see, because he's going to be able to see where the 9 car is strong, where the 18 car is strong, and that's where the 75 is going to try and make his move. Another bump coming out of turn number 4 from the 18 of the 9. Hey, bud, it's my turn. I want to lead this race. Shooting on down into turn number 1. Gets up to his quarter panel. 9 leaves the door open. Looks like 9's going to have the advantage coming off the turn. Mike Alexander clicking off seconds and seconds and seconds, inching closer and closer to these top 2 drivers.
If it was me right now, I think I'd want to work with McDonald and try to distance myself away from Mike Alexander, because such a stout driver in that 75, and the 9 and the 18 are so tight right now. I think if it was up to me, I'd want to be pushing the 9 to distance myself from that 75.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat, because every time I've called a race here for Tim's Corner Motorsports, Mike Alexander has been the leader at one point or another. Won a lot of races, a lot of heat races, a lot of last chance qualifiers. He's qualified up front many, many races. He's been fast at Stafford. He's been fast in street stocks. He's been fast in legends. He's been fast pretty much everywhere. If you asked me who in this 28-car field was going to eat the most hot dogs the quickest, I'd say Mike Alexander. The guy is fast. He's fast at everything. As you can see, the number 9 car now starting to kind of close up on some lap traffic. A couple of lap cars there side by side. Hopefully those guys get it sorted out and move out of the way, as we've got a battle for the lead. 9-19-75.
Yeah, McDonald and Langille are really working those tires right now as they battle it out for that lead, and they're going to be coming up on lap traffic here. You might see a pick. But if I would, Mike Alexander's in a perfect position now with not a lot of laps remaining here. You could see a huge switch over here as the 2 front leaders, Langille and McDonald, work those tires. I believe the 75 is an advantage right now.
Absolutely. Langille in the 18, the Valvoline ride there in P2, right behind the number 9. Low, high, trying to find where the 9 is weakest. You see, he tries to dip down low there. Another bumper, kiss, a little bit of a kiss on that back bumper. Shoots him on out of turn number 4. 15 laps to go as they cross the stripe. Coming up on some lap traffic, the 32 in front of them. That's going to be Todd Cousins. Number 5 car, he's a couple of laps down. That's Craig Tully. He's 9 laps down there. And hopefully these guys are just going to be able to move out of the way and kind of let the leaders do battle here, because, man, oh, man, bumper to bumper to bumper, the 9, the 18, the 75, putting on a great show. Looks like the 32 is going to move up onto the way. Very commendable move by that driver. That's going to be Todd Cousins there in the 32. Doesn't really affect the 9 or the 18. Doesn't slow them up, and they're still bumper to bumper. Catbird seat right now, though, still goes to 75. Mike Alexander, he sees exactly what these guys are doing. He sees where they're strong. He sees where they're weak. And he's really going to try and take advantage here as we come to less than 10 to go. I don't think Mike Alexander's done yet. I think he's still got quite enough time to do exactly what he's got going on in his head.
Yeah, we're going to get close to a little bit of romance between all these drivers on the front row, but it's going to be a huge battle between the top 3 here. A little cold trickle paint scheme for McDonald's. We're seeing a lot of Days of Thunder schemes here tonight, but Looks like Langille is going to try to dip down here and go door to door, but McDonald's going to close the door once again on the 18. This battle has been going on for more than half the race. McDonald been so stout over the last week or so, and almost took a big win just there in the midweek at Martinsville.
You can see Langille really tried to use that 5 car, the lapped car there, as a pick. He got down low, got up to the door of the 9 car, but to no avail, still bumper to bumper. Crossing the line here, 10 to go. And Mike Alexander's still there. He's 4 or 5 car lengths back. And you got to wonder if at this point he's going to... I definitely don't think he's going to settle for third. He's kind of backing up. He's biding his time. He wants to see exactly what the 9 and the 18 are going to do here, because you figure there's going to be some kind of squirreliness. You see the 18 shooting high, trying to find out where the fast line is, and that fast line's obviously going to be where the 9 car is. But Craig McDonald, if he messes up, the 18 is going to be there. That'll put those guys side by side, really giving the show to Mike Alexander there in the 75.
Well, it's almost like they're listening into the broadcast, because it seems like the 18 and 9 are trying to work with each other a little bit more the last couple of laps here and distance themselves from the 75. But this is going to be an exciting conclusion for the Gravelock Soil Consolidation 875 main event here, as McDonald, Langille, and Alexander, your top 3, fight it out for the final couple of laps.
Crossing the stripe, boom, 6 to go. Craig McDonald, your leader in the number 9. 18 is going to be in P2. Josh Langille, 7 to go. Check that. And Mike Alexander is there. No pressure behind him. Brad Eddy is about 3 seconds back from the leader in the 72. Stephen Matthews currently the 5th place driver. Ryan Welch is 6th. Matthew Barkhouse, Ethan Miller, Brandon Campbell, and Jean-Paul Arsenal. That's going to round out your top 10. And Jonathan Pollard, Noel Fougier, Danny Chisholm, and Ricky A. He's actually going to be a lap down. So 13 drivers on the lead lap here with 6 laps to go. And man, oh man, that battle for the first position is still a hot one. Crossing the stripe there, Flagman throws up 5 fingers, 5 laps to go here at Myrtle Beach Speedway here for the Tim's Corner Motorsports special event, the Gravelock Street Stock 75. And man, oh man, been great racing all night long. Looks like we got a little bit more of a battle here for the lead, as the 18 giving another little bit of a shot to the back bumper of that number 9 car. Man, oh man, these guys have been putting on a clinic over the past 20 or 30 laps.
It's such an exciting conclusion here as we count down the laps. Lap traffic's going to play in a factor, but the 18 does not want to throw that scrub or whatever he's going to throw at him. Whatever's going to be in the bag of tricks for the 18 is going to have to be held at the right time. He does not want to throw it in there and then have payback from the 9. So he's going to want to time this as we get down close. Mike Alexander about 4 car lengths behind. He's going to try to throw it in here and catch up to the leaders, but it's all McDonald and Langille, the 9 and 18, counting them down. We are getting close to a fantastic conclusion for the Gravelock 75 here in Myrtle Beach.
Popsicle sticks in the air down on the backstretch. You don't want to go too early because you don't want to show your hand. You don't want to go too late because you don't want to run out of time. Coming out of turn number 4, the number 9, Craig McDonald's going to lead it again. 1 lap to go here in the Gravelock Street Stock 75. 18, Josh Langille dives down low, gives a little bit of a bumper, moves the 9 out of the way, shoots him up the racetrack. Banging doors as they head on down into turn number 3. 18's going to take the position. 75, Mike Alexander is there. Got a little bit of crossover. 9 car. Craig McDonald's going to cross this stripe in first. Fantastic finish coming out of turn number 4. 18, Josh Langille is going to be second. Mike Alexander third. Holy moly, fantastic finish here at Myrtle Beach. 72, Brad Eddy is going to round out fourth. Stephen Matthews, the early leader, he's going to round out the top 5. Holy moly, Mike, what a finish there, that last lap here at Myrtle Beach.
And it's something we talked about, he showed the hand in turn 3, and it gave the opportunity for McDonald to throw it back. And what a job by Craig McDonald in the 9 car. Unbelievable run from the 9 in the Days of Thunder Cold Trickle colors here tonight at Myrtle Beach. I can tell you what an exciting finish. Had some issues there earlier on, missed a few heat races, but what a night here for Friday night here at Tim's Corner. A big shout out to Gravelock Soil Consolidation Aid for jumping on board. Big appreciation from all the fans as well as the drivers that are taking in some huge development driving before we get back to the asphalt. Paul, what an exciting night.
Absolutely. Just taking a look here. The winner here, the Gravelock Street Stock number 75, easy enough for me to say. The number 9 there, Craig McDonald, great show, led for the better part of the second half there. Fantastic showing there for the number 9 ride. And looks like we're taking a look at some of these drivers here to see. As we're going to pull these drivers in, we're going to see if we can get a word in here. Well, first we're going to take a quick word with Tim Terry, the league administrator here. Tim, man, what a great finish from the 9, the 18, and the 75.
Considering how that race started, that was I don't think you could ask for a better finish at the end of that. Craig and Josh put on an excellent show, and Mike was right there. The battle for fourth was kind of intense with all the lap cars at the end. Considering what it could have been when we started this race, that was pretty spectacular. Congratulations to Craig and Josh. Craig earned that one, led a lot of laps, and we'll see him at the All-Star Showcase.
Most definitely, and we're going to take a quick peek here. Looks like we got the driver of the 98 in the booth here, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be the driver of the 9 tonight.
That'd be the driver of the 9. That's going to be our winner, Craig McDonald. Okay, that makes sense. CMR, Craig McDonald. Well, almost. Craig, if you got your ears on, bud.
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Holy moly, fantastic finish there. A little bit of crossover action on the last couple of laps. And, man, you really put on a clinic. You really put on a racing spectacle between you and Josh in the 18. And, man, you had a mirror full of the 75. Mike Alexander working his way up from the 19th starting spot. Man, walk us through that race.
Oh man, that race, it was honestly, it was a little wild. Even before the race, I wasn't gonna even run tonight, and a few of my teammates were like, "Nah, just come out and just have fun." So I decided to come out, and Josh ran me really good, and we got grimy a little bit at the end there, but that's racing, and it was a lot of fun. And I really got to thank my best friend, a guy that normally ends up in victory lane in these races, Corey, for spotting me tonight, and CHR for all the help they do.
Absolutely. You guys put on an awesome show and really, really good racing. Man, oh man, you guys bumper to bumper. And it's not even the usual street stock racing. You guys were able to really get some clean racing in. A little bit of shoving, a little bit of, hey, that's my spot, get out of the way. But man, you put on an awesome show, especially the last couple of laps. Really the last 30 laps. You guys were bumper to bumper. And Mike Alexander, he was coming, but it doesn't look like he had enough time to get up to you or to get around past you. But man, great win here tonight, Craig. And just want to give you an opportunity here to thank any sponsors, friends, family, anybody that might be watching at home. The mic's all yours.
Thanks. Yeah, I'd like to thank Corey for spotting me. My buddy Danny, who's in this race, for getting me to run this race, and also my other teammate Brad for just pushing me to actually get me to run this. It was a lot of fun, and I want to thank Tim for putting on this show, and CHR, Overall Collision, GS Racing, and Doug Clark Auto Body in the real world for my real racing. I can't thank them all enough.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Craig. Great win, great victory here tonight.
I come back
from hard racing, and looks like Mike, you've hooked up with our third place finisher, Mike Alexander, up here in the booth. Why don't you take it away there, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? What a week you've had. A couple of runner-ups, big win on Tuesday night, and now we are in a P3 position. So what's going on, buddy? How's everything going here tonight? And what actually happened in the heat race there earlier on?
Oh, it was good. We were just out here having some fun. I actually missed qualifying there, so I had to kind of start at the back to heat Consi, but made it a little tough on myself. But we got up through, and I don't know. I didn't have anything for Craig, and probably not Josh, but we were just I was kind of hoping that they were going to be a little rougher with each other, and I might have been able to take advantage, but it didn't work out that way.
It was kind of like you were lurking back there waiting for an opportunity there, but it seemed like the two front were kind of working away and building a bit of a gap on you. But unbelievable race here. Are we going to see you on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll be back Sunday. I'll jump in the Super, and we'll see what we can do. Maybe pick off a W there.
Sounds good. I've been following you on Facebook. A lot of people now reaching out to you on some of these paint schemes. You got a nice ride here tonight with the Coors Light. Did you have anybody you wanted to thank tonight?
Just the guys over at Riv Racing and you guys for putting this on, and Tim. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sounds great, buddy. Great job again. What a last 5 races that you've had. You came run over to your brother. Unbelievable race there on Tuesday. Great to see you out there in the 75 tonight, and looking forward to see you on Sunday.
Thanks, man.
So we've talked to the winner. We've talked to the third place driver. Now we're going to talk to the second place driver. Possibly. We had him down here just a second ago. We're going to see if we can dial up the P2 finisher, Josh Langille, in that number 18 machine. And
I don't think he wants to talk. I think he's a little tongue-tied.
He might be a little bit tongue-tied. We keep trying to dial him up here. We'll try it one more time, see if we can dial Josh up on the... Nope, doesn't seem like he wants to talk to us, hitting the old FU button, as it were, on the cell phones. But man, oh man, great race. Tim, that was an awesome race for the finish there. We saw Mike Alexander. It was crazy to see Mike Alexander finish third for 2 reasons. He didn't win, which he wins a lot, and he made his way back up from the 19th starting position after qualifying in on the last chance qualifying. But man, great show here at Myrtle Beach here for the Gravelock Street Stock 75. Fantastic show. And man, what have we got? We got a whole bunch of stuff on tap here for Tim's Corner Motorsports. We got what do we have? Petty Raceway is going to be tomorrow, and then we got a show on Sunday. What have we got for details for those, Tim?
Yeah, this is a pretty exciting weekend, and we get to do it all live on Vidane Racing through Tim's Corner Motorsports, and tomorrow with Petty International Raceway. Really excited for this one. Wayne and Ellen wanted to step up and do something to give back to the fans, to have something for them to watch on Saturday afternoons when they would typically be racing or typically be at the racetrack. So they put together a series. I believe we're at 52 paid entries. I think there's 2 or 3 more messages in my inbox. The cutoff is tonight. So if you're watching us on Tim's Corner, you're watching us on Vidane, and you want to get involved in that, shoot me a message, email, or a Facebook message, of course, at Tim's Corner Motorsports, and we'll get that taken care of because we're going to cut off the entries a little bit later on tonight. Tomorrow, not broadcast, we have the TCM Road Course Challenge. So if you're out there and you're wanting to do some road course racing, we're going to do a 45-minute exhibition race a little bit after the Petty race. It should start around 5 o'clock or so that'll be fun. If you haven't qualified yet, there is a server up now on iRacing. Hop over to the TCM Special Events League and hop in the Solstice and go do some lefts and rights at New Hampshire. I got to get back on there, Paul, because I have a feeling that I'm going to be knocked off the top 40. You know my skills. They're not very good at the race cars. Sunday, we're going to run the Tranquility at 125. I want to thank Mark D'Entremont and Joel Muse for coming on board for that one. Same racetrack, same conditions. We're going to race into the nighttime, and then we're going to crown another winner. The 120, the super late models, the setup here is really good. It comes in after about 10 laps, so hopefully we have a run like we did tonight, where we see some green flag racing to it, and they'll qualify tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So if you're looking for a spot in that race on Sunday, 8 p.m., make sure you're a part of the Tim's Corner Motorsports, timscorner.ca Special Events League on iRacing. It's going to be a really exciting weekend. I know you guys have some stuff to come as well. I know you got a belt to race for on Saturday night, so it's going to be an exciting couple of days, and we get to do it live here at Vidane. I want to thank Mike James for being here with us tonight. I know Joe was here a little bit earlier, and Dylan Langille, with everything that went on today, I know he had to work at the radio station a little late, so he will be here tomorrow to take us through the Petty International Raceway event. I'm out of breath. I got to hook up the wheel. Me and Brian Nagy are going to go do some lefts and some rights and try to qualify in for that show tomorrow. Mike, what are you doing?
Drink a beer. It's Friday. Yeah, I had a bit of a bomb go off, and the beginning of the program was a bit. I had to drop, and then Joe had to drop, and then we lost Wes, and then, I'm excited that I was able to get back into the studio here with Paul, because what a finish we just had. Probably one of my favorite finishes that I've seen so far on the iRacing simulator. But lots of good news coming down the pipe. I'm hoping that we're going to be back to the asphalt sooner than later, and as we continue with this iRacing, almost over 16 Newfoundlanders now jumping in on this. So we've seen 17 from Nova Scotia, 13 to 15 from New Brunswick. PEI starting to come up. I think soon we're going to be having about 120, 140 people qualifying for these races.
Yeah, we had 72 try to qualify for this race last night. We have 210 a part of the Tim's Corner Motorsports Special Events League. So if you're out there and you want to try to break the record that we have or the personal record we have set, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Myrtle Beach, super late model. Get in there. Let's put some racing on. And congratulations to Ryan Walsh as well. I should mention, had a really great one. We were kind of keeping our eye on that in the race control booth as well. There was some lap traffic in the end for that fourth place battle between Brad Eddy, Steve Matthews, and Ryan Walsh. So congratulations to them. Lots of green flag racing at the end. I've got a little bit of paperwork to sift through after the first 2 caution flags of the night. We might be a little bit light on a couple of drivers.
Suspension is.
Well, we've got actually potentially 2 because there was somebody that let a naughty word slip in the server, and we got to go back and take a look at that. Let's put it that way. So exactly. So me and Brian are probably going to sit there and do that. That'll probably be after midnight because we're going to do some solstice racing. And heard through the grapevine, we might have a special guest tomorrow in the race control booth. So for those guys that are listening from Petty, that will be exciting. But Paul, I think I'm out of breath. I think Mike's out of breath, or if he's not at a beer. So we're going to have one and dust this off for us and get us out of here for the night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm out. You're out of breath. I'm out of beer. Mike's out of beer. Tim's out of daiquiris. Man, oh man,
beer. It's Friday.
Oh, Roger. All right. Well, I'm gonna come over and grab some beers from you. I should be there in what?
Shit,
12
there's
hours?
only 2 of us, so I had to go. I couldn't get to the fridge, so I still got lots left.
Listen, the LC closed early today, so I don't have any.
Hey Tim, didn't you tell me in Nova Scotia they deliver beer and pizza?
That was a Dylan Langille thing. I don't know what pizza joint delivers beer, but we're gonna have to get on that. They need to be a part of this.
Do they know who we are?
They don't know who I am apparently, so they might know. Let me drop your name the next time.
Definitely worth a shot to say the least. But man, oh man, great race here tonight. Gravelock Street Stock 75 here for Tim's Corner Motorsports. Fantastic race, fantastic win for the number 9 of Craig McDonald. Congratulations to the win. Awesome finish. We're not done yet. We're done for tonight. We're going to kick back, drink a couple beers. Tim's going to do that road racing stuff. I don't even know how to turn left. I don't know how he turns right and left. Craziness. But man, oh man, we got 2 days left on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. 6 races here on the Vidane TV. Tomorrow, noon, Carter's iRacing Series. Right after that, at 1 o'clock, is going to be the Tim's Corner Motorsports Petty Raceway Series. Very, very excited to kick that off tomorrow. And then Sunday, the first ever quadruple header. 4 races coming at you live from Vidane TV. Don't think any other broadcast network has ever done that before. But at noon, Carter's iRacing Series, they're going to be kicking it off. The Hudson Speedway iRacing Group, they're going to be racing at 1 o'clock. Back here for Tim's Corner Motorsports, 6:45 Eastern start time for that. And then at 9 o'clock Sunday night, we go East Coast Racing, East Coast Winter League. SK modifies at Stafford Motor Speedway. Huge weekend here for us. Huge week next week. Saturday, tomorrow night, Vidane Racing, we're going to be crowning a champion over on Full Throttle TV, our sister station, brother station, as it were. We're going to be giving away a championship belt to the champion. 3-man dance there for the championship, and man, it's anybody's ball game at that point. And then we've got Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be kicking off the weekly New Smyrna show. New Smyrna Speedway has kind of called on Vidane TV to organize a 9-week Esports World Series at New Smyrna Speedway. It's going to be 9 weeks, 3 different divisions, and we're going to have a champion crowned after those 9 weeks. Thursday, we're going to jump into the New England Pro Busch North Series, kind of a throwback ARCA series. Those guys, a lot of guys that run at the Stafford Speedway in Connecticut, those guys are going to be running that event. I was able to pick up some of their race last night, and man, that's going to be an awesome show there Thursday night. But man alive, we got a whole bunch of racing coming up here on Vidane TV. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Vidane Racing. Also check us out on YouTube. Just do a quick search for Vidane TV. Just grab the spelling off that logo you're looking at right now if you're not watching on YouTube. But man, oh man, great night of racing, great finish, fantastic win here. I'm out of breath. My beer's empty. I'm going to go grab another beer. We're going to be back tomorrow. Vidane TV, we're going to be doing it live here starting at noon with the Carter's iRacing Series group. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys so much for watching with us. We hope this broadcast made it to you in good health, but you know what? If it didn't, we hope you get well real soon. It's a crazy world out there right now, and we're going to be back to normal. We're going to be back to racing here in real life here very, very soon. I am sure of it, but in the meantime, here at Vidane TV, we're going to entertain the masses, as it were, and we're going to do our best to bring a show to you pretty much every single night of the week. But thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. I'm going to sign off. I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. I'm in the booth right now with Tim Terry from Tim's Corner Motorsports. Race Time Joe, he had to jump off a little bit earlier on. Joe Chisholm, great to have him on. Mike James is still in here with me, and my brother from another mother, Rowdy Wesley Hogue, had to go handle some business there with the new Smyrna series kicking off. Thank you guys for coming out. We're going to roll these cords up, dust everything off, get everything ready to go for tomorrow afternoon, where we're going to do it live here on Vidane TV. Thank you guys for coming out. We will see you tomorrow.